I was hoping for something a little bigger than just this bait fish.
Kristin, it's time.
Oh, okay, I'm ready. Hi.
Hi, this is Rich.
And I'm Kristin. And this is Utah Fish Finder.
We're here at Mantua today. This is a little bit east of...
Yeah, not Mantua.
And it's just a little bit east of Brigham City, so it's not very far from civilization.
No.
Okay, now I noticed earlier you were dreaming.
Yes, I had a dream I caught a monster bluegill. It was very action-packed.
Well, that's sort of appropriate because...
Yeah. But then it got away.
Get the one right on the
But this is where the state record bluegill came from.
Oh, okay. How big was it?
It was 2 pounds 7 ounces.
Okay.
About 11.5 inches long. That's a giant.
Wow.
So.
Well, what happened? Mine was only 4 or 5 inches.
Well, that's kind of the question.
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe we need to go around and
We do.
talk to some
We need to
people.
find some people and see if we can catch a bigger one.
Yeah, that would be great.
Let's go fishing.
Okay. What do you usually fish for here?
Here, we're going for bass today, and then maybe we'll get into the bluegill.
Uh-huh. You
Depends
like
on
catching bluegill?
Yeah, they're, it's a frenzy for sure when you get into them.
Uh-huh. What kind of bait do you use?
Just night crawler.
Night crawlers? What's the best area around here to catch them?
I've always been up on that northeast side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand you know there's a state record bluegill that came out of here.
Yeah, I have heard that.
Do you think there's a chance that we're going to be able to catch another one like that?
Yeah, now that we're here, for sure.
Today I have with me Danny. He is an excellent fisherman. He has some great tips for us. Do you know though, Danny, before we get started, that the largest bluegill was caught right here?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. It actually happened, so that's pretty interesting fact. Now, what bait are you using today to catch your bluegill?
Well, I try everything. I'm using worm and I'm using corn cheese.
Oh, corn cheese, okay.
Yeah, and usually works really good is marshmallow.
Okay, and what does the marshmallow do? How does that help?
What it does, if you just, sometimes you use just marshmallow alone, it keeps it floating.
Okay, yeah, that's a great tip. I like that. That's a great tip for sure.
Right, or else you can put a marshmallow and then a worm.
Okay.
And it makes it float, so it makes a worm move.
Good. So have you had any bites here today?
Not too good.
Not too much?
I'm gonna go on the top now.
Okay.
I've been on the bottom, but there's too much moss.
Well, I hope you catch some fish today. I really do. I hope we catch some fish today too. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for interviewing. I really appreciate it. And I hope you really have a successful fish day.
You bet. Thank you.
Everybody go fishing.
Unplug it. I've got all this time I've been recording.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now the batter that we have to dip our fish in is just some pancake batter that has all the ingredients, but when we cook it, it'll puff up. Okay.
Oh,
So let me go ahead and dip some of our fish. You got to have your pan really hot to cook it. Corn oil works best because it really will do a high heat. And if you're not sure, you can just dip a little piece in there and it should bubble
how
up.
it goes, right.
So it's bubbling, and we're going to take our strips of fish and dip them in our batter.
I love pancake batter too. It has a great flavor already, so it's a great idea.
Then some more pieces. And
What type of fish is this that we're using today?
catch of the week.
Oh, alrighty. It's the surprise fish. All fish is good fish, in my opinion.
All fish is good fish, yeah. Okay, let me turn this over. You can see how puffy it's getting.
Yeah.
And it's cooking pretty fast.
It is. It will cook very quickly because this is about 300 degrees right now.
350.
350, well, see,
Yeah.
it's very, very, very warm.
Oh, And you can see how beautiful that looks.
That is, oh, that looks beautiful.
That's what we want.
Absolutely golden brown.
You put that in your fish taco and you've got something really tasty to bite down on.
Yum.
Yummy yum.
Cut.
Next, we're going to go to the tackle box and we're going to show you how to set up your rig for bluegill.
Welcome to the Rocoto Peruvian restaurant in West Valley, Utah, where the best rotisserie chicken is in town. Delicious Peruvian food and low prices. Our natural chicken and our recipes are made fresh daily. We marinate our chicken with herbs and spices. Brown and juicy on the outside, perfection on the inside. To learn more, call or visit the Rocoto Peruvian restaurant today.
Welcome to the tackle box. Today we're going to be going over bluegill and how to catch them. Now these are a really good eating fish. They're kind of like slabs of meat that happen to be separated by the backbone. Now there's some things you need to know about bluegill. And the first thing is they don't have a very big mouth. A lot of them, maybe your thumb would just barely fit in it. The best way to catch them, I think, is to use worms. Worms are kind of universal. I mean, maybe you'll catch bluegill. You could even catch a largemouth bass or a trout or something else that swims by, but worms are really a good choice. Now, when it comes to catching them with worms, a lot of people will typically use a hook like this. It's just a simple bait hook, and the biggest problem I have with them, yeah, they're okay and they'll do the job, but my problem is if you buy them snelled, that's not a very big leader on them. And so I tend to go for a better quality hook. Let me show you a big one. And this is bigger than what you would use for catching a bluegill, but this is called a circle hook. And a circle hook, you can see that it's shaped like a circle, and the tip goes into the circle. It does a couple of things. First of all, by having a hook this shape, it means that if a fish swallows it, it'll be less likely to be hooked. You can get the hook out and throw the little ones back. The other thing is, see the tip of that hook, how it comes around and points to the middle? One of the things that this does is it means that it's more likely to hook the fish in the corner of their mouth. And a great advantage to it as well is they hook themselves. You don't need to set the hook. And so that's what I like to go for. Okay, now let me show you a real size hook that you would fish for bluegill. And this will give you a little comparison. Here we go. And you can see that it's kind of a small hook. I believe it's a number 8. And another thing that I like about this, particularly in this manufacturer, they give you some leader on your hook. You see how big that is? I like that because then I don't have to add extra leader to it. It hangs down a pretty decent size. Now, when you bait up with a hook, it's real important when you're using worms not to use too much. Generally, you're talking about a piece of worm that no more than 1 inch long, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And you want it to be able to cover the shank, but make sure that it doesn't cover the point of the hook. Otherwise, you'll not be able to hook as many of them. And the idea is you want the fish to be able to hook themselves. Now, that's fishing with bait. Now, there's another way of catching bluegill, and that's with some lures. Generally, the soft rubber lures are the ones that work really well. Here's a favorite. This is just a little yellow thing. You can see that there's not much to it, but you thread it onto the jig head here, just like you would a worm. And I really like that the tail wiggles like that. That means that when you reel it through the water, it'll look like it's swimming. You don't have to move them very fast, but that will give it that nice tail to it. Here's what a jig head looks like. It's a hook with a piece of lead on the end of it. It tends to have a good one, so we'll have this little notch right there, and that will keep the rubber lure coming off. Now, to position them where you want them, that's something important too. I like to use, if I'm fishing close and don't need to cast a long ways, I really like the bobbers. These are colorful, so they're easy to see after you've cast them out. And one thing to remember, if they disappear, you've got a fish. So bring the fish in. Now remember, a lot of these hooks will set themselves, but you don't want to set a hook with a bluegill because you may pull it right out of its mouth. All you need is maybe lift your rod a little bit and then just start cranking it in. And that's all you need to do to get them. Now, if you need to castaways, then I would suggest using a bubble. This is filled with water. Let me put it down where you can see it. And you notice it's about 3/4 filled with water, and the air in it makes it float. And the water gives it weight so that it's easy to cast. And you can cast at quite a distance. The only hard part is that it's difficult to see it in the water, so that when it disappears, you know you've got a fish. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm wondering if it would work good if you just use a little spray paint on it, give it some color. You guys out there, if you try that and try painting your floating bubble, send me some pictures of any fish you catch. Post them on Facebook, and we'd love to see how effective that is and how easy it is to see your bubble. This is what you need to know to be able to catch bluegill. I hope you have a lot of success out there and some good eating too. Now back to the show.
Fads and Fashions, Utah's most unique boutique, located in the Valley Fair Mall.
Okay, I understand you fish here at Mantua a lot.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have fun.
What kind of fish do you usually catch?
We like the warm water fish, the bass, the bluegill.
Bass and bluegill.
Yeah.
What kind of baits do you use for your bluegill?
Plastic worm or a little small jig. We don't use any baits.
How big do you get them?
The bluegill? Well, the state record is out of this reservoir, but
yeah, you're right.
I've ever caught's probably maybe that big, you know, that long.
You're doing pretty good.
Inches.
Whereabouts do you fish for them?
Usually over on the east side along the creek over there.
Okay.
And the best time to catch that is a spawning run, usually in the June, early June, May and June.
Okay.
Same with the bass.
You think we'll get another state record out of here?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we should.
We're moving him.
We should. Right now, the water is so warm. The warm water fish are doing good, but they're all down deep. And the trout that they planted last fall, there's big trout in here. I don't know if anybody's told you that.
Yeah.
But the cold water that comes in on the southeast corner is called Maple Creek. And Maple Creek is cold water, so there's oxygen in it. The big trout will go up into there.
Okay.
And they're anywhere from 2 to 6 pounds.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they're down on the bottom. And same with the bass. We have 6 and 8 pound bass in here, but you got to use a plastic worm and be very patient and smart. Usually the best time to fish for bass here is an early morning before the winds. And just before dark without a wind.
Well, appreciate being able to talk to you. Good luck when you go out.
Well, my gear's right over there in camp, and I got it. My brother-in-law will be out. My dog, she's the one that fishes. Hey, Roxy, come on, we're going fishing. Stay still. Okay, you watch our stuff, huh? As long as she can see a bluegill come up and get an ant or something.
Okay.
That's all it takes for her. She likes to catch them, and then...
What do you think they got a state record out of here?
Where at? Or where? When?
A state record bluegill.
When?
Well, they caught it right here.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. And my brother, he caught one on a fly rod once up here that was...
Okay.
I would say it was this big. Now the record they caught was as big as a paper plate. That big around and like 2.5 inches thick. So, but if you want to see a beautiful fish, that when they're that big, they got colors on them like they're from the Amazon.
That sounds pretty amazing.
The bigger they get, the more prettier they get.
Well, I want to get a beautiful bluegill.
I'm gonna go check on some.
Well, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Okay, have a good day.
Okay, you too.
Hey, when we come back, join us in the kitchen where we will show you how to prepare your catch.
Fads and Fashions, Utah's most unique boutique, located in the Valley Fair Mall.
Hi there, you're in the kitchen with Rich
and Kristin.
And this is
Utah Fish Finder.
Today we're doing Baja Fish Tacos.
Yum.
These are great tacos. Okay, now the batter that we have to dip our fish in is just some pancake batter that has all the ingredients, but when we cook it, it'll puff up. So let me go ahead and dip some of our fish. You gotta have your pan really hot to cook it. Corn oil works best because it really will do a high heat. And if you're not sure, you can just dip a little piece in there and it should bubble up.
How it goes, right.
So it's bubbling, and we're going to take our strips of fish and dip them in our batter.
I love pancake batter too. It has a great flavor already, so it's a great idea.
Then some more pieces. And
what type of fish is this that we're using today?
Catch of the week.
Oh, alrighty. It's the surprise fish. All fish is good fish, in my opinion.
All fish is good fish, yeah. Okay, let me turn this over. You can see how puffy it's getting.
Yeah.
And it's cooking pretty fast.
It is. It will cook very quickly because this is about 300 degrees right now.
350.
350, well, see?
Yeah.
It's very, very, very warm.
Oh, and you can see how beautiful that looks.
That is, oh, that looks beautiful.
That's what we want.
Absolutely golden brown.
You put that in your fish taco and you've got something really tasty to bite down on.
Definitely delicious.
Okay. Now let's put this in a container to keep all our fishies warm.
Right. That's looking real good, Rich. Making me so hungry.
The white sauce, this is kind of important. We've just got mayonnaise, and we're going to add a little bit of sour cream to it. So go ahead and mix that in. And then one other key ingredient. The original recipe used water just to water it down, but we're going to use milk. So add just a little bit of milk to it. We want it so that it will kind of flow onto our fish taco. Yeah.
That looks good. Perfect.
Okay, we're ready to build stuff. Oh, this looks so good.
Doesn't it? All right, so we are warming the tortillas. You just put them in for a few seconds, not too long because you still want them to be soft. And then you put them on a plate with some paper towel just to make sure you can absorb some of the oil. And once you do that, then you can start building. You have 2 tortillas, as we said. Then you start building your taco. You just put a fish fillet on there, a little bit of cabbage.
Oh, Kristin, that looks good.
So far. Some cilantro. I like cilantro. Some people don't. I'm going to squeeze a little bit of lime on it. I love lime too. And then put a couple of these avocados on there. Finish it off with the white sauce. And if you want some seasoning, you know, you can just take a pinch of seasoning. This is
taco seasoning.
Taco seasoning, yum. Oh, hot. Mmm, good. You ready for yours?
I'm ready for mine.
Is it cooled off? There you go.
A little bit.
All right. How's that?
That's good.
Tasty, huh? You're quite a cook.
And I really like the lime.
Yes.
It just adds this little subtle flavor to it. Okay, now we're going to go away.
Yes.
Because we want to finish our food.
We want to eat. We're hungry.
Okay. So let's have you guys make your own fish tacos.
Put some pictures up on the Facebook page.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, show us your fish tacos. We'd love to see them.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is Rich.
And I'm Kristin, and this is Utah Fish Finder. Hey, we're here at Mantua Reservoir, and we found these young fishermen here. It looks like they've got a haul. What do you guys use for bait?
Salmon eggs.
Yeah, salmon eggs.
Wow.
Salmon eggs and worms.
How many you got there?
5.
Man, you guys might have a record. Those are some big fish.
Yeah.
So there's some fishing to be caught out here. And whoever has the fishy wins.
You get a fishy on there?
The yellow fishy.
Oh, look at that. She's a big one.
Oh, yeah! You know I predicted that, don't you? What's his name, Mommy?
Or Tucker. Oh, let's see. Hold it up.
Welcome back to Mantua.
Yep.
We've had a really great day here today.
Sure did. But we got rained out, so we took some shelter to film the outro. It was great though. We didn't catch any fish. Other people did. But we did have a great time. It's really beautiful here. Well, we did have a great day. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kristin.
And I'm Rich.
And go find those fish.